Hey guys, welcome back to Lex Biz. I'm Tatiana and today we're going to talk about drop shipping. So on this channel I usually talk about Amazon FBA because that's what I do, but we're going to talk all about drop shipping today. First, I'm going to explain to you the difference between the three ways of kind of selling products online that are super hot right now, which is drop shipping, Amazon FBA private labeling, and retail arbitrage. You might not know the differences, so I'm going to summarize those for you, and then I'm going to go into the advantages and disadvantages of having a drop shipping business. All right, so let's start off with Amazon FBA private labeling. This is kind of like, most of my videos are on this topic. The gist of it is you find a product that you want to sell on Amazon. You find a manufacturer that is selling that product. That manufacturer might be locally, but it also might be overseas, like in China. Then you give the manufacturer your branding, you slap a label on the product, have your brand name on the product, your logo, and then you place an order with the manufacturer. So you have to pay ahead of time for your inventory. So you might order 500 units, you might order 1,000 units, but you have to pay for it ahead of time. So that's the major difference here. You pay for it ahead of time, and then once the manufacturer is done manufacturing, they're going to ship it either to your house or directly to the Amazon FBA warehouse. And then you are now going to be selling on Amazon, and you can become fulfilled by Amazon, which is FBA, which just means that now Amazon's going to fulfill your orders. So your inventory is at their warehouses. They're going to ship the inventory to customers. Whenever someone places an order, they take care of all the handling for you. They take care of the customer support for the most part, and they handle returns. And that's pretty much it. That's Amazon FBA. And then you start making sales. Drop shipping is different. It's where, again, you find a product that you want to sell, a product that's already selling well, potentially doesn't have many sellers, and then you find a manufacturer that is able to drop ship this product for you. Now, there's not that many manufacturers that like to do drop shipping because that basically means they're selling you one product at a time versus a whole lot of products. So what happens is you have your own Shopify store or Amazon or wherever you want to sell this product on. As soon as a customer buys the product, so say I have a Shopify store, someone just bought my product. I listed the product on Shopify. I don't have inventory at my house, but I listed the product on Shopify, and a customer just bought it. I got a notification on my phone. Immediately, or whenever possible, I now go to my drop shipper manufacturer's website and I place my order, and I input the customer's shipping address instead of my shipping address. And so now the manufacturer ships the product straight to the customer. And so the difference between this and private labeling, there's many differences, but the major difference, as you can see, is that I'm not purchasing inventory ahead of time. I'm not putting any money down. I'm only purchasing from the manufacturer when I have a guaranteed sale from a customer. Someone already paid me, has already put in their credit card, their payment's processing right now with PayPal. That's a guaranteed sale. And then I place my order with the manufacturer one at a time. Okay, so that's the gist of that. Then we've got retail arbitrage, which is very different, but for some reason it can get confusing. Retail arbitrage is where you're flipping things, okay? So you're trying to find the best deal possible. So you might go to thrift stores and you might find products that are still in their packaging, and then you buy them for a very, very cheap price, say for example, $2, $1, and then you sell them on Amazon for what they're worth. So if that product was selling at a thrift store for $2, you could maybe sell it on Amazon for $20, and you make technically not an $18 profit because you still have Amazon fees, but you get the idea. So you're flipping them to make more profit. You can also go to Walmart and find products there that are cheaper than what they sell on Amazon.com. And this is a business model. This isn't really a business. This is a way to make fast money, a small amount of money, but fast money. So I did this in the past where I needed to make money really quick, and so I would go to thrift stores, I'd buy all this stuff, I'd scan it. You can get the Amazon app, scan it, and then you find out if it is selling well or not on Amazon. You ship it to Amazon and you make your profits. But it's very much like hustle, hustle, hustle. You always have to find new products. and it's not really sustainable. But if you guys want to learn more about retail arbitrage, comment down below, let me know, and I'll make a separate video on this topic. Okay, so that is the summary of all those things. Now, where do you drop ship from? Like, how do you find suppliers to drop ship your products? Well, there's three different places that you can find suppliers. Number one is you can go on AliExpress. AliExpress, you'll find suppliers mostly in Asia, mostly in China, and you will find them very easily for whatever products that you want to source. You can also find a dropshipper on AliExpress that is able to drop ship your product, but is also able to private label your product. So if you want to start off with drop shipping, they can start that way. And then if you see potential with the product, you can eventually private label that as well. But that's a totally different subject. All right, second place is you can find your supplies locally. So you can find local manufacturers that are able to drop ship your products for you. This is a really great option because you're able to build a real business this way. You're building real relationships with the locals, and we're going to talk about some of the advantages of this as well. When you're drop shipping from AliExpress from China, it can take, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks for the product to arrive to the customer. Versus if you're drop shipping locally and you're selling to someone locally, they're going to receive it in a very reasonable time frame. So that's another option. So the third option is to drop ship from your local, big shops like Walmart, Toys R Us, and again, you go on their website, you find things that are at discounts or they're on sale. Say, it's like a 20%, 30% off sale. Then you can also list those on your website and sell them for more. So 3 different ways of doing it, all have their advantages and disadvantages. Let's get into the advantages of drop shipping. All right, so I think the most obvious advantage is that you don't really need a big initial investment, right? So you have very low initial costs. You basically just set up your store and you're gonna have some costs for marketing, but you don't have to invest in inventory. And that's one of the largest, most expensive costs, inventory and shipping with Amazon FBA. So you don't have that cost. So what that means is you're just gonna have, you're gonna see more profits faster. So that's definitely an advantage. Another advantage is you don't have to manage stock, so you don't have any overhead really with that. You basically just ship products, as the orders come in, and you don't have any inventory at your house. You don't have a fulfillment center. It's going straight from the manufacturer to the person itself. Also it's just very easy to get started. You can start with a very low budget like we discussed, and I think also just an advantage is being able to, not really be invested in the business. So for example, if you are doing a seasonal product, say it's ugly Christmas sweaters, you can drop ship those. You can set up your Shopify site, and then you can start drop shipping those for November and December. And then comes January, you can just close down the site, and then you don't have to worry about, all this inventory that you didn't sell out, right? Because there's no inventory, right? You're just putting in sales as the customers are buying. So it makes your investment into the business very minimal, and it's very easy for you to close down the business if you want to or if you have to. All right, so let's start with the disadvantages of drop shipping. So I think number one, the biggest disadvantage is the shipping time. So for most people, they are drop shipping from, overseas, from Asia, from China, and you can ship to the States with e-packet and it can arrive in like 2 weeks, which is okay. But for the most part, if you're shipping to the UK, Australia, it's gonna take 4 to 6 weeks. And that's just a really, really long time frame for a customer to wait, especially nowadays when everyone is so used to getting their shipments like that. Amazon Prime, 2-day shipping at your doorstep before you even know it, And so people are really getting accustomed to this fast shipping. We're really spoiled. And so when they see that the product is gonna take so long to arrive, that's a big turnoff for customers. And then oftentimes customers, they don't actually realize the shipping time frame. For some reason, they don't read that part. They place their order and they're like, well, it's been 2 weeks, where's my order? And you remind them it can take 4 to 6 weeks for your order to arrive, and they get really mad and then they want a refund. So it just leads to really bad customer experience. And in fact, if you're gonna be drop shipping, so let me point out that some people drop ship on their own Shopify store, some people drop ship on Amazon and eBay. I'm probably gonna make a separate video about this because you do not wanna ship on drop ship on Amazon and eBay. If you're gonna drop ship, do it on your own store. And the reason for that is because on Amazon and on eBay, especially Amazon, like your profit margins are gonna go down significantly because Amazon FBA fees are really high. You're competing with other Asian sellers, people from, other sellers from the manufacturers, from China. They're selling their products on Amazon at very, very low prices. You cannot compete with them. And then also it's like, again, the shipping, Amazon customers are used to fast shipping. If your product's gonna take 2 weeks shipping, that's way too long for an Amazon customer. So keep in mind that when someone goes online to purchase a product, for the most part, they're not going to anticipate that they have to place their order 4 weeks ahead of time, a month ahead of time. So for them, it's like they need a product, they need it now, within the week, within the next 2 weeks. And so if you can't deliver that, they're not gonna be happy about that. So I think another disadvantage is that you are always on call. So whenever someone places an order, you get a notification on your phone. You can get a notification on your phone, and then immediately you're gonna want to contact your supplier to put in an order with them. And so you're constantly living in this state of reaction, of anticipating the next order. And for me, I value my lifestyle. I value my time away from electronics. I find it really valuable to have that space. And I feel like when you have a drop shipping site, you don't really have that until you can automate that, until you can outsource that to someone else. So you want to start on your own website and you don't want to start on Amazon or eBay. And the disadvantage of not being able to start on Amazon or eBay is that you now have to rely on your own marketing skills, and you have to rely on yourself being able to deliver. So being able to take outside traffic, external traffic, and bring them to your website, whether that's through social media, whether that's through Google ads, Facebook ads, whatever it is that you have to do, you have to master that. And with Amazon, you can turn on Amazon pay-per-click ads, and oftentimes you'll naturally start to see sales when you first launch a product. I mean, you do still need to do that external marketing, it's still necessary, but it's much easier on Amazon because there's such a wide customer base. And on Shopify, you just don't get that. So it's up to you to drive traffic to your listing. And so you might have the best product in the world, but if it's not in front of anybody's eyes, if they don't see it, if you're not doing a good job at marketing, they're not gonna buy it because they don't know it exists. So you really have to really perfect your marketing and really know what to do and spend some money on it. So another thing is refunds. If a customer refunds the order, it's usually pretty much at a loss. There's ways of making sure that you're not at a loss, but if you don't have a really good refund policy in place, then oftentimes, where's that product gonna get shipped to? Is it gonna get shipped to your house? Is it gonna get shipped to the manufacturer? Like, you're gonna end up with a bunch of products in your house that you don't want. So refunds can end up being at a loss instead of restocking your inventory. Keep in mind also that Amazon does have a 30-day, no questions asked, return policy. And so if you are planning on drop shipping on Amazon, you can't have your own refund policy. You have to adhere to Amazon's refund policy. And so if a customer wants to return the product, they open the product, they used it, they're like, I don't want it anymore. They return it, there's nothing you can do about it. So you are at a loss again, which is another reason why you want to have your own website so that you can have your own return policy. Okay, another disadvantage is that you can just come into a lot of problems, quality issues with manufacturers that you don't have a really long-term relationship with, or you haven't seen the products before yourself. Another issue is that, for example, say I'm sourcing a product from Walmart.com and I know that the product is on sale for $24 and I'm selling it on my Shopify store for $35. And then someone on my Shopify store places their order, but then I go straight to Walmart to make my purchase on Walmart and that product is out of stock or they no longer have it in stock. So that will create a negative customer experience, and that customer will either not return, will leave you a negative review somewhere, or will just be upset. And you want to always deliver the best you can for your customers. I find that with Amazon FBA, you have to do that. On Amazon, people can leave you reviews, and if you're trying to build a brand, you want to deliver the best customer experience. I find oftentimes with drop shipping, there's a lot of not so cool things that happen where, you know, people pay for a product and then drop shippers don't send it, and it's just kind of like just not incongruent ethically with kind of what I would do with my Amazon FBA business. So there's more potential for just a negative customer experience. So you have to really be on your A game about that. There's also an overcrowded market. There's, like I said, more suppliers that are going to private label you products than there are that are going to drop ship you products. You do have to do your research, but oftentimes it's going to be the same supplier drop shipping to you as they're drop shipping to thousands of other people just like you. So there is quite an overcrowded market. You're going to find that there's a lot of people selling the same thing from the same drop shipper, so you have to find ways to stand out. Okay, another thing is just that it's hard to find a reliable manufacturer. Sometimes they don't send you the products, and then that causes a conflict. You know, not only do you want them to send it as soon as possible so we can have, you know, fewer days until the customer receives the product, like better shipping time, but also you want to make sure that they're actually sending the product, and oftentimes, not oftentimes, but sometimes they don't send the product. Okay guys, so those are the advantages and disadvantages of drop shipping. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you're thinking about drop shipping and why it is that you want to do it, where you're going to be drop shipping, on your own website or on Amazon, on eBay. Let me know. I'd love to know what you guys are up to. And like this video if you received any value from it, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so you get notified for my next video. Have a great day guys. Bye.